Hi everyone, I'm Ellie Eberts, and today I am going to be showing you how I felted 47 strawberries for my wedding dress Ichigo cosplay. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. So most of you have probably seen my completed strawberry wedding dress Ichigo costume already. If you haven't, there are a few photos on my Instagram and Twitter, and you can watch my performance at Virtual Crunchyroll Expo right up here. Ding, ding, ding. Hopefully I remember to put that there. So anyway, this is the second video in my series on how I made this costume. Today we're looking at how I made all of the strawberries. Now, the strawberries are kind of the major part of this dress. I mean, the whole skirt is like littered with strawberries. So when I first started researching how I wanted to make this costume, I had to think of a few different methods of how to make these berries to not only make them lightweight, easy to make a bunch of them, hopefully relatively inexpensive, and also impressive. It had to be something cool and different. I went through a few options. First, I thought about doing resin casting, but to be honest, I live in an apartment. I don't want all those fumes in my apartment, and those would be so heavy being all over my skirt. Plus, how would I sit down? Like, it wouldn't work very well. And then I thought about plastic strawberries like you would see in kids' toys, like the kids' supermarket where they have the little cart and all the little fruits and veggies. Well, they make a whole bunch of strawberries for those, so I thought I could use those, but that's kind of too easy. You know, cosplayers, we are gluttons for punishment, I guess, maybe. We like to do things the hard way. So then I came to my third method, which is needle felting. Needle felting is where you take a needle that has some barbs along the edges. So it's not like a normal sewing needle, it's kind of more like a harpoon almost, but like very small. And they're usually put into a pin type tool, so it's easy to hold, 3 of them at a time, and then you stab over and over and over again this loose wool, which is called roving. And then hopefully as you stab your roving, it becomes some sort of shape. So I headed down to the local yarn shop and I purchased some wool roving and some needle felting tools. Now I am just gonna hop right in and show you real time what it's like making one of these strawberries. So here's a look at some wool roving. This is loose fibers of wool that have been sheared from some sheep and then dyed to this lovely magenta color. I've taken about an inch chunk of this and I am rolling it into a strawberry shape. It's really just a long sort of tubular shape. And this is what my wool roving pin looks like. If you can look at these needles, you see the little barbs on them. Like I said, they look like itty bitty harpoons. And these are very sharp. Do your best not to stab yourself. I definitely stabbed myself and bled all over a couple strawberries. So be more careful than I was. Now I have placed my wool roving on top of some upholstery foam. This is the same foam that I used for this entire project. So if you saw it earlier, it had a little indent where I had stabbed it before. But I am just simply going to start stabbing my roving over and over and over again until this one side becomes felted and a little harder, like it's gonna hold its shape and not fall apart. Now, as I'm stabbing, I'm also tucking the loose edges of the roving underneath and kind of trying to make this nice round shape. When I first started, each strawberry took me maybe 15 or 20 minutes to make, just the round part, not even the top of them. But by the end, I could make an entire strawberry, including the little hat, in about 10 minutes. So you get better with time. Now, once I have a general shape that I like on my berry, I'm going to stab the top of it to not only compact that loose fiber at the top, but also to give us kind of a wider and flatter base at the top where the little strawberry hat will go. Of my general berry shape, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my seeds. Now this is some tan colored roving that I also got at my local yarn shop. I chose tan because A, it was the color she had, and B, I thought that the lighter color would look really nice with the rest of the color palette rather than using like a black color, which is in the illustration, but it's kind of jarring and would be especially jarring on this many berries. So I used this nice tan color. To add these seeds, I'm simply taking a very small amount of roving, rolling it between my fingers until it forms a bit of a ball, and then sticking it onto my strawberry and stabbing it with the needle to hold it into place. So here's a look at a couple of my berries. They look so cute, and they're squishy. Now, as you can see, all these little seeds have been placed into my berry using that stabbing method as before. So they're very compact and they're not really gonna go anywhere. I think these berries are just so cute. Every time I made one, I had a little ooh-woo moment. Ooh, they're so cute. So next we are going to make the little hat for this berry, or I guess this is really a stem and leaves, but I ended up calling them hats because that's just easier to say and way cuter. So I have taken a chunk of my green roving. This I purchased off of Amazon. I do think this is acrylic roving, but it works just as well anyway. So I have taken my chunk of green roving, pulled a piece off of it, and now have wrapped that around the rest of the roving. So it's kind of forming the stem or the top of the hat that sticks out. I'm going to felt this part first, again, stabbing at it as much as possible. And since my stem was a little long, I ended up folding the excess over and then again stabbing that into place with my needle felting tool. So once you're vaguely happy with your stem, we're gonna go ahead and start making the leaves. So I ended up doing 4 or 5 leaves on each of my berry hats. So I simply split the rest of the loose roving into 4 or 5 pieces. Then once it was split, I began felting each of those pieces into a flat shape. Once the leaf was mostly in place, I went ahead and folded over the raw edges to give us a nice smooth edge on all of these leaves. And then again, I felted that some more until I was sure that these leaves were not going anywhere. I repeated that for all the leaves on my berry tops. So once you have your leaves in a shape that you like them, we're gonna go ahead and attach it to our berry. Now I am simply taking my berry's hat and placing it onto the flat top part of my berry with the stem facing up in as center as possible. I definitely got some lopsided berries, but that's okay. All the berries are different. Even real strawberries all look different. So I went ahead and placed this on top of my berry, and then I started felting the top into the rest of the berry, stabbing as close to the stem as possible and going through the top into the berry. Now you have to do this part really well. Since you've already felted these materials, they're not as susceptible to kind of combining. So you really gotta make sure that you stab this a lot. So I stabbed around the entire top of the berry, and then I went down maybe halfway down each of the leaves. I still wanted the tip of the leaf to be flexible and move around as I was moving in my skirt, but I didn't want the leaves to be flying all over the place. So I went about halfway down each leaf, stabbing as I went. Now once I had my hat in place, I went ahead and finished off the stem. I noticed the base of it was a little bit loose. And then we have our cute little berry. They're so cute, oh my gosh. I love how soft they are, and they're kind of fluffy, which I think is really cute, and they do the cute little squeeze. You know, okay, I watch a lot of cooking videos on YouTube, and a lot of time they'll talk about like QQ, which is like that boba texture, or those donuts that are squishy, like QQ, it's like chewy. That's what I think these are. If you could eat these little berries, they would have a QQ texture. Anyway, I think they're super duper cute. After I made 47 to 50 of these berries, I went through it and attached them to my skirt with a simple hand stitch or wherever they needed to go. There were berries everywhere on this costume, like everywhere. So I simply attached them all with a hand stitch. Since these are felted in place, you can stitch right through them and they'll stay where you stitch them. I've also seen people make really cute like brooches or hair accessories or anything like that with felted objects. So I suggest giving it a try if you think that it looks like fun. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for your support on this costume. If you haven't seen my other videos or my post about it, I did end up winning an award, and it just came in the mail today, so I'm happy to show it to you guys. Look how cool this is. Isn't that pretty? So my award was for Best Advanced Craftsmanship, which is very cool. So anyway, very, very exciting. I'm, again, thankful for you guys and your support. It really means the world to me. So I hope you're looking forward to the next couple of videos on this costume. There's only a few more, but I think you'll really enjoy them. So if you want to make sure that you see those videos, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, pretty please. And I hope to see you next time. All right, well, until then, everyone, be sure to keep sewing, stay positive, and have fun. I'll see you later. Okay, bye.